We carry on one shoulder the duty to represent our constituents, and on the other, the responsibility to protect this democracy. The case of the former MEP Nathan Gill has revealed the threat our democracy faces today. And I know it has caused deep concern right across the House. On Friday, the 21st of November 2025, Mr. Gill was sentenced to 10.5 years in prison for accepting bribes linked to the Russian state and attempting to advance that state's twisted interests. This is the longest sentence handed down to a politician in a case like this in our nation's recent history. While we must commend the work of the police and the Crown Prosecution Service in successfully prosecuting this case, it is right that we now take a step back to look at how we can protect our democracy against such appalling crimes. And Mr. Speaker, let me be clear about what this crime was. An elected politician took bribes to parrot the lies of a hostile state responsible for the death of Dawn Sturgis, a British citizen on British soil. He took the side of those responsible for invading a sovereign European state. And he was prosecuted while Putin's military targeted the civilian men, women and children of Ukraine. At the time, he sat as a member of the European Parliament, supposedly representing the British people, and went on to become a senior leader of a UK political party. Mr. Speaker, we must learn the lessons so this can never happen again. Following discussions with ministerial colleagues, I have today ordered an independent review into foreign financial interference in UK politics. This will be led by the former Permanent Secretary Philip Rycroft, reporting both to me as Secretary of State responsible for elections and to the Minister of State for Security as the chair of the Defending Democracy Task Force. The facts are clear. A British politician took bribes to further the interests of the Russian regime, a regime which forcefully deported vulnerable Ukrainian children and killed a British citizen on British soil using a deadly nerve agent. This conduct is a stain on our democracy. The independent review will work to remove that stain. The purpose of the review is to provide an in-depth assessment of the current financial rules and safeguards and make recommendations. I will deposit a full copy of the terms of reference in the House of Commons library. I have asked Philip Rycroft to report back by the end of March, when I will return to this House to set out his findings and the government's response. It is right that the review is independent of government and independent of any political party. It's also important I make clear to the House that investigating crimes and examining broader allegations of wrongdoing remains the responsibility of the Electoral Commission and the police, not this review. Individual members should continue to refer to the current National Protective Security Authority guidance and speak to the parliamentary security authorities if they have any specific concerns. The findings of the independent review will build on both the government's election strategy and counter political interference and espionage action plan, and inform the Elections and Democracy Bill that we will bring forward next year. We published our strategy for modern and secure elections earlier this year. This will close loopholes that should have been closed long before we entered office.